Yo, what up guys, MxgicIQ here, and today I'm coming at you guys with the best controller settings for the Crew Motorfest. Now, I want to give a big shout out to a guy named Rhino the Raccoon. He's probably one of the best players on the Crew Motorfest, if not the fastest player on PlayStation. So make sure you guys go check him out. Link down below in the description and linked in the top pinned comment as well. But he gave me these controller settings a few days ago, and I've just been absolutely loving them. They're absolutely amazing. It literally gets rid of the steering input lag and makes it almost zero. Now, they might be a little bit aggressive for some guys, but you can just easily adjust it to fit your personal liking. Like, honestly, it was a big jump going from what I had previously to what I have now, but it makes a completely humongous noticeable difference in steering input lag. So I still have that best steering wheel settings coming out for you guys pretty soon. I'm just fine-tuning some final settings on that wheel for you guys so I can put out the best possible video on that. I'm feeling very comfortable with it right now though. Make sure you guys tune into the Twitch to catch some wheel gameplay live, as well as some runs with Rhino and maybe some pro settings that you guys might not catch here in all the videos, because sometimes I don't upload every single car. But I have a few new quote-unquote meta cars possibly coming into the channel for some builds for you guys pretty soon, as well as those settings videos we've discussed. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. But without further ado, let's get into the best controller settings on the Crew Motorfest. Alrighty guys, going into our menu here, first thing we're going to do is go over to options. Now personally, me, for difficulty settings, this is what I run. I believe I mentioned this previously, but I'm going to go over it again just in case you guys were curious. ABS for me is on. Traction control is definitely on sport. If you turn this off, good luck. ESP now is off. Drift assist is on sport, and counter steering assist I only have on when I'm drifting, and I turn it off when I'm not drifting. I run these exact same settings for drift. The only difference is I turn traction control completely off. That's the only difference between drift and grip now, is I turn traction control completely off, and depending on the car, sometimes I'll even turn the ABS off for drifting as well. But for grip racing, we have traction control on sport and the counter steer assist off. Airplane handling assist, that's up to you guys. Honestly, it's better with it off, but I just leave it on just for ease of use. But the plane is a lot more controllable with it off. Anyway, going deeper into the controller settings here, we have the gearbox on sequential. We are not running automatic. That is just better. And for me personally, I have a certain map on my PlayStation dual edge controller, which is the same as an Xbox Pro or Elite controller for you guys, or a Scuff or something like that, where I have upshift on my right paddle and downshift on my left paddle. Nothing else on this controller has changed in terms of input. I don't have any custom dead zone or anything like that. The only thing I have is the two paddles being my upshift and downshift, and it helps a whole ton. Me personally, you can remap your buttons. I don't know how it works on Xbox, but if you needed to remap your buttons to be different shift things, for example, on another game called Need for Speed Unbound, as I used to upload content on that game, as most of you probably know, before I was able to get the paddles, I would shift with X and square, just because X and square is how I shift on games like Gran Turismo and CarX. And essentially how you do that on PlayStation is you're going to go to accessories, go down to controller general, and you go all the way down here to controllers accessibility, and it'll be custom button assignments for a regular controller. But since I have a DualSense Edge, I actually can program everything with these two back buttons right here, and I don't need to do this. But if you guys have a regular controller, that's how you would change your DualSense wireless controller settings, and you can literally have custom button assignments to match any game you want, and it just works there. The only problem is if you're in your menu, for example, and you change X to something, you got to remember to select stuff with that button, because X is still going to carry over. It basically changes it for everything. It's not game specific, sadly. I wish it was, but it changes it even in your menus, so just be careful when you do that. Also, real quick, you guys, because I noticed obviously not everybody's on PlayStation, but on Xbox, I believe you guys could probably just look up a tutorial on custom button assignments on YouTube, or I'll link one in the comments. But this is a program called DSX, and if you're on PC, you can use this program to remap the buttons on your controller. And even though my controller is not hooked up to my PC right now, usually if you plug your controller in, you'll see a pop-up somewhere here that'll allow you to change the inputs to whatever you want. But this program is called DualSense X, and you can get it on Steam. There's also free versions of the app too if you just look up DualSense, I believe DSX or DS4S or something like that. There's a couple of them, but just look it up on YouTube as well. DualSense X, I use that because I have a PS5 controller, but PS4 I believe is DS4 Windows. So just wanted to add that in there for you PC guys as well. But anyway, getting deeper into the dead zone and the feedback and things like that, Me personally, I have my vibration already set to off anyway on my controller as for default in the PlayStation settings, but it says 20 here. I just set it to off. Sometimes you can turn that on. It'll actually help you feel some of the braking as well as the adaptive triggers. I believe I actually have this on a little bit weaker just so I can feel when my brakes are giving out on certain games and kind of slipping. Adaptive triggers can help with that. Some people like it, some people don't. It's completely up to you what you guys want to have that on. Now, the steering input. This is all Rhino. Rhino gave me all this stuff. This is ridiculous. So you're going to have 0, 0, and 0. Guys, trust me. This completely gets rid of the steering input lag. But if for some reason this is just a little bit too much for you, it's a little bit too twitchy, you can kick that dead zone up to like 5. I ran it at 5 for a little bit, and still every now and then I sometimes turn it back up. And the linearity, you can turn it up just a little bit if you need to make it a little less aggressive because it is pretty twitchy, but once you get used to it, it's the best, trust me. I wouldn't have questioned him, and as soon as I tried it, it instantly felt like I was playing a different game. Your input lag is almost pretty much gone with that, but it will be a lot twitchier and it takes some getting used to. Now, the dead zone on your throttle is obviously going to be 0. Same with your dead zone on your brake. You need those two to be 0, and your linearity should not change, and your highest should not change either. It should be 50 and 100, okay, guys? That is as about in-depth as you can go with the controllers. There's not much else you can really do with the controllers here. There's one other setting that he showed me that helps a lot. For example, there's actually a shortcut that you can take on the race in the summit, and I'll actually show you guys a clip of that real quick of me doing that. Essentially what you can do is you can map your button to be a tap to reset instead of a hold to reset, and how you do that is convert holds to presses right here in the accessibility. And as you guys can see by this shortcut, you cut in between there. You go in between those two buildings and you click the triangle as soon as you're about to hit past that lamppost, and it'll reset you a little bit further ahead and cut off about 2 seconds per lap, equaling about 6 seconds faster. Okay, so that's a little shortcut you can do on that race specifically, but there's a lot of other races with shortcuts like that. So if you guys want more track guides and little tips and tricks like that, make sure to stay tuned. Tune into the streams because I don't always post all of them. So if you guys are there in the streams, twitch.tv/MxgicIQ, you'll catch juicy stuff just like that. And if you guys want to watch any how-tos on any summits, just go over to Rhino's channel. Every time there's a summit, he uploads a 1.2 million point run where he gets everything pretty much perfect and is top 3 or 4 people in the game. I bet if we check the leaderboards right now for the activities, he's probably somewhere in the top 10 of the summit right now. So let's go ahead and click details on this summit. Boom, details, leaderboards, go all the way to the top. Pretty sure Rhino is number 2 right now. So there he is right there. He's that guy, man. Make sure you guys check him out. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and check out the rest of the crew down below in the description, being Voided, Kois, and Crown. I appreciate you guys so much for showing all the love on the channel for the Motorfest content. We're going to be pushing a lot of stuff now with Rhino helping me out, man. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. It's MxgicIQ, and look forward to a lot of amazing top tier, Crew Motorfest content. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.